Hello once again to everybody and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Aparna and I drive go-to-market activities for Zoho Books in the Middle East and Africa region. And as you all know, today's webinar is on direct VAT filing with Zoho Books in the UAE. We're super happy to have you here with us as we walk you through one of our most important updates yet. To walk you through this, we have our two amazing speakers. Let me introduce to you Gourav Sharma, our lead technical expert at Zoho Books, and Gururajan Krishnamurthy, business head for finance, Zoho Finance for Middle East. Before we get started, I just want to walk through a few important pointers. There is a Q&A tab that you should be able to access from now. So please feel free to share your questions throughout the session. And we'll also have a dedicated Q&A session at the end of the presentation where the speakers will go through your questions and answer them. A recording of the session will be sent to your registered email by this week, so you can revisit it at your own convenience. And if in the middle of the webinar, if your audio stops or there are any technical glitches, please refresh your window. And if you have any further technical queries, please put it up in the Q&A box. And we'll also be running polls during the session, so please take time to participate in it. And now you can just sit back and enjoy the session. Let's dive right into it. Over to you, Guru.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the introduction, Aparna. Thank you once again for the participants who are waited and joined the session. Let's directly jump into the subject. As you are aware, VAT filing in UAE is done either monthly or quarterly as per the FTA's instructions. You businesses are currently executing this particular tasks. Zoho as a company and with Zoho Books as a product has simplified this whole process. So this webinar is a introduction to you and also how to execute this particular simplified process of filing the tax VAT. We are going to go in detail. Now I'm very happy to share that Zoho Books is recognized as a Digital Tax Integrator. As you might be aware, Zoho Books is also a tax accounting software. That means TASR. We have got the accreditation many years back. So from January 2018, when the VAT was introduced, Zoho Books has been one of the accredited software by FTA. So in continuing with the continuous updates, FTA is expecting to execute in the software arena. We have taken the step to have signed an MOU with Federal Taxation Authority on Thursday. We are honored to have signed this with His Excellency and our Vice President on Thursday on the sidelines of Digital Readiness Retreat 2025. So by virtue of that MOU, we have been recognized as one of the digital tax integrator. So I'm happy to share that. So you can be rest assured that any updates or any requirement for FTA VAT requirements, Zoho Books will continue to enhance the application and make it more compliant on this. So moving on, today's agenda is very simple. We will just revisit some of the basics of VAT. We will also try to understand what are all the challenges a typical business in UAE faces while filing the returns, especially if it is manual, and what are all the ideal solutions should possess in terms of functionalities and features, and most importantly, the actual product demonstration of how the VAT filing is done using Zoho Books. For that, I would invite Gourav, and then some of the benefits. So I think basics of VAT, I think everyone is aware. I'm not going to go into details of this basics of VAT, but certain things become super crucial once you are getting into one-step VAT filing process. As you all know, once the invoice is issued, no one is expected to alter, or in other words, simple words, edit or delete the invoice once it is issued. This is a rule of thumb. So I would expect, or rather urge the participants here, once the invoice is issued, please do not change any of the contents in the invoice. Even in case if the genuine business requirement to alter the contents, you may issue another credit note and then you can adjust the tax liabilities accordingly. So I would strongly, because especially with the VAT filing getting introduced, we can easily infer that FTA wishes to enhance the compliance, which is already very well done in UAE. But we can understand the intention of FTA that the tax compliance needs to be at the highest order in UAE. So please ensure that particular aspect is adhered to. Now, this is also a one step towards e-invoicing. I think all of you would have been aware of the impending requirements of e-invoicing in UAE, which might kick in some time. So with all this background, if you are doing the things manually in terms of filing your return, generally we know the challenges associated with that. One is you need to look at the books of your accounting books, arrive at the reports, and then again you have to re-enter the data into Emara Tax portal. Sometimes what is supplies in Abu Dhabi, I know some of the customers have done wrongly entered it in Dubai box and other stuff, things like that. And because of this, the timelines are also missed in some cases. Some customers have already reported us. Many times what happens, you are not preparing the returns. You might have a external accountant or some kind of a agency which does the process. So these kind of things at times gives a missing of the deadlines is possibility, and accuracy is very important for tax filing. And if you are having the right technology, I think all these things can be easily handled. So the software solution should be able to help you to directly file the returns with few clicks. So I think that is the main requirement when we are looking at a software which can help you to file the returns much easily. Next slide. So an ideal VAT filing solution must have some of the characteristics. That means it should hold the single source of truth. Whatever transactions you have entered must be readily available in exactly the same format in which you are expected to file the return. So even if you wanted to look at the data which is available in your solution, and ideally with one or two clicks or very few clicks, you should be able to push the information instantly into the tax filing platform. And if there is any challenges or if there is any change is happening in the tax filing solution provided by the government or authority, then a facility or functionality should be available to reconcile the numbers prevailing there and as well as here in the accounting software. And also in case of UAE, this is very quite normal that there could be some vendor bills which would not have reached you on time. So necessitating the requirement of voluntary disclosures. So in those cases, even after you submitted the return, should there be a requirement of filing a VAT voluntary disclosure, the software solution must provide a functionality to that effect. Again, the process needs to be very simple. With few clicks, you should be able to file the voluntary disclosure or VD returns instantly. So I think these are all some of the functionalities or features that an ideal VAT filing solution should have. I think I do not want to go into detail of what that solution should be. I think I will let Gourav to take over and introduce this solution to you. Gourav, can you take over from here?
Yeah, I hope my screen is visible and I'm audible to everyone. First of all, thank you, Guru, for sharing some insights about the basics of VAT and also the challenges that generally businesses face during the manual filing process. Yes, definitely manual filing process got a lot of challenges, and this is where Zoho Books is going to make the difference. So let me share a few key features about Zoho Books so that Zoho Books will be an ideal solution for you to automate your VAT returns. So as we understand that once VAT registration is done, you will be assigned with VAT return period. So the VAT period is going to be either monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly. So your solution should give you an option to select your VAT period, and then it comes the controlled access. So when I talk about the controlled access, you have to decide from your company who is going to file your VAT return report and who can view it, because it has a lot of confidential information. So you can provide a controlled access to the users using Zoho Books. And this is the process where Zoho Books will be automated in Zoho. The VAT return will be automated. The first step is going to be like generating the VAT return report, which will be in the format of 201. Then fetching the returns, and then you will be verifying them, locking them, and finally you will be finishing your VAT return by filing it in the Emara Tax portal. And also you will be recording the payment, and solution should give you an option to track those payments which are being recorded. Now, setting up VAT, as Guru said, a solution should provide you a simple steps in order to connect with your Emara Tax portal. So Zoho Books, within a few clicks, you will be able to connect with the Emara Tax portal. So this is the screen where in Zoho Books, when you click on settings, generally you find the option of tax settings. And over here, we have introduced a new option called Emara Tax. So here in Emara Tax, when you click on it, you will get a screen in this way, and you have an option to click on connect. So once you click on connect, you will be providing a consent that yes, you are going to connect your Zoho Books with Emara Tax portal. And the next screen that you will be redirected is to the Emara Tax portal, where you need to enter your credentials. And here is where the authentication happens. And once the authentication happens, you will be redirected to Zoho Books, and the status will be shown as connected in this way. So now let us dive into Zoho Books. Once the connection is happened, what all the steps that we will be following in Zoho Books in order to file directly to the Emara Tax portal your VAT return. So I hope everyone can see the dashboard of Zoho Books. Thanks. So from here, when you click on settings, you have taxes. Under the taxes and compliances, you click on taxes, and here you have Emara Tax. This is what I was talking about. And here, this is my sandbox environment, and you can see that it is in connected status, which means that Zoho Books is already connected with Emara Tax portal within a few clicks. Once that is done, on the left panel, you will find a VAT module. This is something that we have recently got it to make sure that everyone can access VAT module with an ease. So you can click on VAT return. So once you click on VAT return, you will have two views over here in this section. One is going to be to be filed, and the other section is going to be all filings. So as soon as you connect your Zoho Books with Emara Tax portal, Zoho Books will check whether you have any unfiled VAT returns or any overdue VAT returns in your Emara Tax portal. So if you have any unfiled VAT return, so Zoho Books will fetch the return and it will create a return in Zoho Books. And here you will be able to find the source from where this return is being generated or fetched. So here return type, if it is going to be an Emara Tax, it means that it is something that generated from Emara Tax portal. And we also show the due date. So it is very important so that you don't miss your deadlines. So we are showing the due date to ensure that you file your VAT return report before the deadline of your VAT period. And then we have another section called all filings. So all filings is generally a place where you will be able to find all the returns. This will include all your filed returns, unfiled, and overdue returns. So all the returns will be shown under a single screen over here under the all filings. So let us take an example of this particular return, which is for April to June. And let us see what all the new changes has come to automate your VAT filing. So the steps that are going to involve over here is, first, you need to have your VAT return, it will be generated in a draft status. You need to review it and make sure that there are no correction needs to be done. And then the next step is going to be, once review is done, you need to lock your return. And finally, you need to submit it to the Emara Tax portal. So these are the 3 steps that are majorly involved in this entire process. Now on the top, again, you will be able to find what is your net payable or a claimable amount on the top. You will find its basis is going to be on an accrual basis. And also we have something called sync. This is something that I would like to provide more information on this particular part. So why we have sync option is, let's say your VAT return is already generated in Zoho Books. You have already connected with the Emara Tax portal, and your due date is set to 28th, right? Every month of 28th is what you are expected to pay for your VAT return, and you file for it. So in that case, you need to make, if you have generated your return on 27th. So what happens is, if you have already generated on 27th and there are few transactions, let's take an example of box number 2 and box number 6. So box number 2 for the tourist refund scheme and the goods imported in your mainland, this box values are already pre-populated here, and already the tax will be computed. So as soon as you connect with Zoho Books, whatever any return import goods you have declared, and your TRN number will be linked to the customs. So that values will be automatically fetched here for these 2 boxes. So any changes that is happening after 27th, because you have already generated, so we need to have the updated values to be fetched to Zoho Books, right? To ensure that the updated values are being fetched, we have given the sync option. So you can just click on sync, and whatever the updated values are there for these specific 2 boxes or any other changes that you have done after the generation of VAT return, those update values will be fetched to Zoho Books. There is also another option, include unfiled transaction. I hope many will be aware of this option, but I will explain it even in a better way. So what happens generally is, let's say you have already filed your VAT return report for the Q1, right? Quarter 1 you have already filed. Now you're filing it for the Q2. So FTA has given an option where if you have missed out any transaction from your previous quarter, those transactions can be included in the current quarter as an adjustment. So if you have missed out any transaction in the Q1 and you want to include them in the Q2, so you can create the transactions of Q1 and just select this toggle button to include those transactions in the current VAT period. And then in order to maintain the accuracy, we have given an option for you to verify the values. So here you will be able to find 2 values. One is going to be based on the drill down of Zoho Books. So here you can see that there is a value of 61.90 dirhams, correct? So this is based on the transaction that you record in Zoho Books for this specific box. I'll just open this and show you. Yeah, so this is the invoice which is accounted for that particular value. So here the taxable amount you will be able to find, and the tax amount. So based on this transaction and the place of supply that you select, right, Abu Dhabi, based on that, your VAT return report will fetch the value over here. And we have given an option where you can check all the transactions that are accounted for that particular box. So when you click on a specific box, you will find all the transactions available. There is also an interesting option that we have given is Emara Tax. So here you will be able to get the values which has been entered in the Emara Tax portal. Here in Zoho Books, based on my transaction, it shows a 61.90 AED. However, the value that I have entered in the Emara Tax portal is 55 AED, the taxable amount. So you can see that there is a difference, and our system is going to show you that there is a difference, and you need to make adjustment to your transaction. So that is how you can maintain the accuracy between your books of account and the values that are entered on the Emara Tax portal. So this is going to help you out to maintain the accuracy, and we will show both the values of your books of account, and you will be able to find the value that is entered in the Emara Tax portal. So this option is available for all the boxes, And here you can see that tourist refund scheme policy, based on that also the values will be automatically fetched here, and import values also will be automatically fetched. Finally, you need to review each box one by one. If there is any corrections, you just need to make it those adjustments. You don't need to log in separately to your Emara Tax portal, click on each box, and then verify with your books of accounts. Because Zoho Books, after connection, it will automatically fetch the values and let you know whether any adjustment needs to be posted. So this is going to be an advantage. And the next process going to involve the lock return. So once you verify all your values, it will be in a draft status. And if any changes you do in the draft status, it will be reflected in your VAT return. And the next step is going to be lock return. So here, basically, lock return is a stage where it will be moved to the filed status. So once it moves to the filed status, it is recommended that you will not be able to make any further changes. Adjustments cannot be done. And once the lock return is done, the next step is going to be submit to Emara Tax portal. Once you click on this button, your values will be pushed to the Emara Tax portal, and then over there you can confirm it and finally make the payment if it is payable for you. And if there is any refund to be claimed, then yes, the process of refund claiming also will be done from the Emara Tax portal. And once a process of payment or refund is done, here in Zoho Books, you will be able to record the payment against the return. Once the payment is recorded in Zoho Books, you will be able to find the history of payments, whatever you have recorded, available under the VAT payment screen. So this is the entire process where it is involved to automate your VAT filing. One more interesting thing that we have right now is VD, which is called voluntary disclosure. So let's say your due date is already over and you have already completed your filing, and later you realize or you get an awareness that there is some transaction being missed out and you have less paid, so in that case, if the difference value is going to be more than exceeding 10,000 AED, then you need to submit for voluntary disclosure, right? And this voluntary disclosure option is also available from the Emara Tax portal. Now, this voluntary disclosure is going to act like a filing process. And this filing, once you're done in the Emara Tax portal, will also be fetched to Zoho Books so that you can, for example, you can see that there is a voluntary disclosure, which is a adjustment that is done later once the VAT period deadline has got over. And those adjustments also can be fetched into Zoho Books so that you can make sure that your books of account is matching with your reports that you have filed. So this is the entire process of VAT filing involved. And I will also show you one option over here in the settings, user and roles. So we'll go to the roles. We'll click on new role. And this is what I was talking about. So we have a separate section. So we have a section called taxes. You can decide who can access the VAT returns for filing purpose, and also who can view the details. So this will have the controlled access so that not everyone can access the confidential information. So this is the entire process of VAT filing, and this is how your Zoho Books, being an ideal solution, will automate your VAT return report filing process. Yeah, Guru, so just want to make a small announcement that the poll is on for all the users, so participants, so they can go ahead and answer for the poll questions. And also, finally, I believe many will be having a lot of questions in their mind about this process. So we will open this for QA session right now.
Hi all, we're also going to be having a second poll come up now. So hope you guys all tune in and answer for that as well. Meanwhile, we're just going through the questions, and Gourav will be answering that shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna. So yes, I could see a lot of questions being raised. One question is regarding the mismatch, why there is a mismatch between the Emara Tax and Zoho Books, right? I was explaining about the example. So definitely, Zoho Books is going to be the source of truth. So here, all your data will be pushed from Zoho Books, okay? But let's say you have accountants who will be logging to the Emara Tax portal first. They will be doing the manual filing, and then those values are compared with Zoho Books. So in that case, this will be involved. This process will be involved to make sure that whatever the values entered in the Emara Tax portal is matching with the books of accounts. So that is where this mismatch might happen, and you can go ahead and rectify those mismatch to ensure your books of account values are matching up with the Emara Tax portal values that have been entered. I could also see there is a one question raised regarding the VAT group. So I'm afraid right now we are not ready with the VAT group filing. Only individual filing will be done from Zoho Books. There is also a question regarding the tourist scheme, right? Refund scheme. So yes, whatever the invoices for which you are going to get a refund, that will be declared, and then those values will be automatically fetched into Zoho Books. Yeah, there is also a question related that Emara Tax option is not being shown in the settings. So I just want to highlight one point there. This option will be available for all the users who are in paid plan. In case you are in a paid plan and the Emara Tax option is not being showing to you, then please feel free to reach us on our support email address that we'll be showing in the last.
There was a question, Gururajan here. There was a question about e-invoicing. I would request, it is likely to start from 1st July 2026. So almost a year from now. So please visit FAQ page of Ministry of Finance, mof.gov.ae. So people can visit the FAQ there, and you can understand more about. I just referred it from the perspective of businesses needs to be aware of such a requirement in the near future. So please take a look at mof.gov.ae and get yourself prepared. So there was another question. I think there was a question regarding whether FTA or Emara Tax will know all the my data. So I don't know the exact question. Let me read that. See, whatever returns you are filing, which were supposed to be filled in manually, is now getting pushed via Zoho Books. That is the difference between the earlier method and current method. If FTA chooses to audit your books of VAT returns, they may send an email, and then you are expected to reply it with FAF file. The current process remains the same. So there is no direct access of your data is going to be taken by Emara Tax, nothing of that sort in this case.
Yeah, so there is also one question. My company is doing a filing for me, and now I want to connect with Emara Tax portal. Whether the past filing needs to be done manually. So there will be a confusion like I already have a lot of filings already done. So I would like to highlight here, as soon as you connect your Zoho Books with Emara Tax portal, only the unfiled and whatever the overdue filing you have, right, that only will be fetched to Zoho Books at initial stage, where you can go ahead and file only those returns, right? So once the connection is done. Previous returns, yes, it will be shown in Zoho Books under the all filing section. And also a question raised against the regarding the refund. So refund, definitely refund process has to be followed the same process which you are following currently. The refund has to be done from the Emara Tax portal side. The request for the refund. Yeah. Also a question I would like to highlight here. So I have connected my Zoho Books with Emara Tax portal. Will I be able to remove it? So if you want to, disconnect. So let me explain you that the token will be get expired automatically after 1 hour, right? So the connection will get expired automatically after 1 hour, and you will be prompt to reconnect it. So don't worry if you don't want to have the connection, don't worry about it. After 1 hour, it will be automatically disconnected. It will get revoked, the connection. So there is another question: will the same facility will be available for the corporate tax return? Uh, yes, there might be a plans for it, and definitely Zoho Books being ready for in terms of all the VAT compliances. If there is something going to happen, same way for corporate tax, yes, Zoho Books will be there in order to get VAT compliance. But as of now, there is no update on that part.
Hi team, we also have another question where a user has asked when e-invoicing is expected to start and what is preparation for that from the Zoho Books end?
Yeah, I think that has been answered by Guru. Yes.
Let me reiterate. It is expected to start from 1st July 2026. That is the as of now the timeline which is there in the public domain. And there are multiple questions related to e-invoicing. I would urge the business people to visit mof.gov.ae/e-invoicing FAQs. Most of the common questions are answered there, e-invoicing. As far as Zoho is concerned, we are working with the Ministry of Finance to see to it that our solution is compliant to the required guidelines. But again, we are not able to give you a clear timeline at this point of time as there is multiple technical works involved. So I would request people to bear with us. We will announce in an appropriate time when we are technically ready. Aparna, can you put the chat in the common thing, that mof.gov.ae invoicing?
Hi. Yes, I've already put the link in. I'll do it once more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's another question: whether the invoices we are recording would directly upload to the Emara Tax portal or after we log the return. So basically, the transactions are not being pushed here. It is the values that are accounted based on the transaction, right? For box one, let's say based on the place of supply of Dubai. So based on the taxable amount accounted based on your transaction, taxable amount and the tax amount, those values will be fetched. Earlier, you will be referring to Zoho Books. Once VAT return report is generated, you log in separately to the Emara Tax portal and manually enter all those values, right? So this step will not be involved anymore. So Zoho Books will be automatically pushing the values, only the values, not the transactions at the moment. So there is another question, quarterly VAT filing by mistake. I have selected monthly in Zoho Books, how to change it, right? So we have already provided an option called custom. So I would request everyone to go for a custom option because custom option will give you to select your from and to date. So either it is a monthly or a quarterly, please select the custom option and that will solve your issue. And if you're facing any technical challenges, if you have already selected some other period and then you want to change it, then definitely you can reach us to our support. So I hope everyone can see on my screen, there is a support email address, support.me@zohobooks.com. So any technical challenges you're facing, please feel free to reach us.
Thank you so much, Gourav, and thank you, Guru, as well, for that insightful demo. And thank you to all of you for joining us today. I hope we were able to answer most of your questions. Like Gaurav said, if you have any other questions, please contact us at our support email ID that you can see on the screen right now. And I hope And I hope everyone here now has a much clearer understanding of how to leverage Zoho Books for a faster, easier VAT filing with the new Emara Tax integration. Like I've mentioned earlier, a recording of this session will be sent to your registered email shortly, so you can revisit it at any time. And if you have any questions, once again, please reach out to us. We are here to help. And be sure to visit our website. And I posted it during the session. I'll post it once again. I will include the home page, our pricing page, and our VAT landing page for you to check it out. And thank you for joining, and we hope you found this session valuable and insightful, and we look forward to having you at our next webinar as well. Have a great day. Thank you.